Hey, football fans, that pivotal month is finally here. Every sports season has that one final month, that final sprint before the finish line. Of course, in hockey and basketball, it's March and early April. In baseball, it's September. In Canadian football, it's October. But in the NFL, it's the current month, the last month of the year, December. December is when numbers are thinned out and playoff teams are officially certified. Well, of course, in the case of the team that played in Lambeau in the snow this Sunday, that team who won is certified G's, and you can't teach that. How you doing? That's right, the Packers are back on track. The victory over the Houston Texans at Lambeau improved us to 6-6, and we're knocking on that playoff door in a cluttered NFC playoff race. But a bit more on that later. Staying in the NFC, major congratulations to the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys were the first team to clinch a playoff spot this week, this season. And this past Thursday, they went into Minnesota and beat them. Thank goodness. Nice close game, and all they needed was either Washington or Tampa Bay to lose, and they would get in. Now Tampa Bay won in San Diego, but Washington lost in Arizona. That's what got Dallas in. So that's the first. They were the first team to get in the playoffs. 11 overall spots left, 5 left in the NFC. Meanwhile, in the AFC, there's some tight races mostly. The Raiders and Chiefs are locked in a tight AFC West battle. The Raiders are 10-2, the Chiefs are 9-3, and those two play each other tomorrow night to start Week 14. Oh, that's gonna be big. That is gonna be a huge game. And or as a certain Potter Select would say, it's gonna be huge. The AFC North is still tight. Baltimore and Pittsburgh are still locked in a first place tie, but Baltimore has that head-to-head because they beat Pittsburgh earlier. Though they will meet again on Christmas Eve, so that's gonna be big. Actually, correct. It's not Christmas Eve. On actual Christmas Day, that's when they'll meet again. So, but the tightest race is the South, the AFC South. You have Houston, who lost, Tennessee, who was off this past week, and Indy, who won in blowout fashion on Monday. All three of them are tied for first place at 6-6, and it's going to be a crazy race. A lot of people say the AFC South is going to come down to the final week because Houston and Indy play each other on Sunday. That's going to be another huge game. And some people say Tennessee can end up winning the division, which would be amazing. Can you picture that? I kind of hope they do win the division, because for the last few years it's been between Houston and Indy for the last 5 years at the most. Tennessee and Jacksonville have represented the bottom half of the AFC South, but with things going the way they're going, Tennessee has a good chance. They're tied for first with a quarter of the season left, and if they play their cards right, they could find themselves sitting on top of the division, or at least with a wild card. They can get it either way. So anything's possible. Anything is possible. Well, except for Cleveland winning the game this year, but anything's possible. Back to the cluttered NFC races, okay? So here's the story. So like I said, Green Bay is moving up. We're tied with Minnesota at 6-6, but Minnesota has that Week 2 win hovering over our heads. Detroit's leading the NFC North at 8-4. Now, unfortunately, Detroit plays the Bears at home this week, but after that, they have to go on the road against the Giants and against Dallas. So those 2 weeks could be a window of opportunity for us. And in the worst case scenario, we don't win the North, we still have a great chance at a wild card spot. The standings entering the final quarter for this week for the last playoff spot. Tampa's at 7-5, Washington's at 6-5-1, Minnesota and Green Bay at 6-6. New Orleans and Philly are behind us at 5-7, so they still have an outside shot. Carolina, they're screwed after their blowout loss. They somehow got blown out by Seattle. I don't know how. And the Rams are even worse off. They're at 4-8 because and for some ungodly reason they decided to give Jeff Fisher a 2-year extension. Why? Who the hell knows? I don't think people in LA know what's going on with the Rams anymore. They might have some remorse, some regret over getting the team back, but that's remains to be seen. So anyway, as I said, December is the month where teams can officially certify themselves as playoff teams. Dallas already got in, and 3 more teams begin in week 14. They're all here on the ESPN site, which I have on my phone here. There it is, right here. And of course, the Patriots. The Patriots can get at the most the first round bye this week. But as far as getting the division, they have to win. Minnesota cannot win. Loss or a tie. Now, I'm at Minnesota. I said Miami. Where's my head? Miami can't win. I'm still stuck on the NFC. But Miami cannot win. I forget who Miami's playing this week, but New England has the Ravens at home on Monday night. And if they tie, Miami has to lose. Of course, Miami plays before New England, so whatever happens in the New England game will impact. Whatever happens in the Miami game will impact their chances of clinching Monday. Now, if New England wins, Miami and Pittsburgh do not win, then New England gets Walker weekend off. Now, Pittsburgh has Buffalo this week, so New England may have to hold off on the first round bye for another week. The Raiders can get the playoffs. Officially get the playoffs for the first time since 2002, which is the year they went to the Super Bowl. But that's it. They can't win the division because it's too close. Oakland has to win, and Miami cannot win. Or if they win and Denver loses, they're in. If they tie, Miami has to lose, and either Baltimore or Pittsburgh cannot win. So they have 4 ways to get in. So they have an easy scenario here. Well, I say easy, even though they have to play the Chiefs, and that's pretty tough. Now Dallas is already in the playoffs, but thanks to the NFC standings being Dallas and everybody else, Dallas can pretty much get everything. They play the Giants on the road on Sunday Night Football, and to win the East, all they have to do is beat them. That's it. And they have to beat them. They can't tie because they lost. Because the Giants are the only team that beat Dallas. If they tie, that gives the Giants the season series, which means they'll have to stay one step ahead. But if they win, if they beat the Giants, they get the East. Boom. They get a first round bye. They win, or Detroit loses. Unfortunately, Detroit is playing the Bears. However, they can also get it if Dallas wins and Seattle loses. And Seattle has to go to Lambeau, where road teams go to die. And we all know Bruno Mars, a.k.a. Russell Wilson, can't throw the ball to save his life. So, to you Cowboys and Cowboys fans, I say in advance, you're welcome. Now, if Detroit loses, and Seattle loses, and Dallas wins, they get everything. Now, like I said, Detroit's playing the Bears, so they may have to hold off on the getting home field for another week. But if they do lose, again, Cowboys fans, you're welcome. Because we're going to take care of Seattle. Seattle can actually win the division this week. But, like I said, they're in Lambeau. So they can forget it for this week. They have to win, or Arizona cannot win. If they tie, again, because they already have a tie in the standings, Arizona has to get beat. But like I said, not this week. So, those are the scenarios entering week 14, and that is my review of week 13. It has been an amazing week. And here are the key national televised games for week 14. Okay, tomorrow night, Raiders Chiefs. The Sunday night game is Cowboys and Giants. The Monday night game is Ravens and Patriots in Foxborough. Packers, like I said, Packers of Seattle. Minnesota, unfortunately, has Jacksonville this week. Now, I know Jacksonville is at home, but again, Minnesota may as well be playing the Browns. So, I'm not going to hold my breath for Jacksonville to win, but it would be nice. So, to all you football fans, it's December, so I say fasten your proverbial seatbelts, because for this bumpy ride known as the NFL playoff race. Until next week.